right, we are in the kitchen. Chris Eggert is on vacation, so meteorologist Patrick Hammer filling in
Nice
today.
To be here.
Hi,
Nice to be here.
P-Ham. So you probably ordered lettuce wraps at an Asian restaurant.
All the time.
I know, delicious at some point. But today we're bringing them into the TCL kitchen, and this time with a Greek flavor. You saw that arm. That's the co-owner of Cafe 421, Antigoni, Sandra McCloud. She's here. Are you just adjusting your cooking?
Yes, I was trying to get the green onions out of the chicken's way. We don't want to hide it.
This is a great idea. I think those lettuce wraps are so popular at restaurants, but you kind of always hear about them like with Asian flavors. And this is a good
I only
twist.
assumed that was the only way you could do it, you know, with wontons and the rest of it.
The plum sauce, like you mentioned before, and stuff like that. So that was my challenge to myself, to make it delicious like that, make a sauce that is more in my wheelhouse with the Mediterranean flavors, but still have that fun experience of building your own little lettuce wrap.
I love this. And if you are trying to just like lighten up the carbs a little bit, I mean, these are, you can eat tons of them and feel super satisfied.
And you don't have to, I mentioned iceberg lettuce earlier, but you can get what, butter lettuce? Is that what that is?
This is butter lettuce, and it comes in lots of pretty colors. The green there and a more red color. That's pretty. So it's really fun
so what
to
do you
have
have
people
going?
do. I have here browning onions and garlic and everyone's favorite Greek flavors, a little bit of lemon juice and oregano and ground chicken thighs.
Okay.
So I like to use the chicken thighs. They're far more flavorful than the breast meat.
A little more darker meat, so much better.
Exactly, and it looks like breast meat.
You buy the ground chicken thighs?
Yes, you can. You can have it already purchased in the ground form at the supermarket, or if you want to get fancy, you can pick your thighs and ask them to grind it for you.
Oh, we can be high.
Very fancy pants.
I
want my thighs ground, and I want it now.
Is that weird too?
No. That all of a sudden got real weird. Okay, so we cook this, I'm sure, until it's cooked through, right?
Yep, till it's cooked through. Then you add your liquid. We use a little chicken bouillon cube. This is sort of a old Greek grandma favorite flavor enhancer.
Nice.
We add that. Gets a little liquidy, as you can see here. And then you just add a little cornstarch. You could use flour here, but by using cornstarch, we keep this recipe gluten-free. And so there are other thickening agents that gluten-free people can use, but this is a more commonly recognized one. And you can see where it was liquidy before, it's all soaked up, so you're not gonna have runny chicken meat. Because, you know, you bite into that wrap and it all like oozes down your face. Exactly. So that's it. It's super simple. I do add water chestnuts to it because it gives it crunch and it's a sponge for flavor.
Right, it is.
Oh,
yeah.
Good plan.
Was that anchovy? What's that?
Oh no, this is the bouillon.
Okay.
Yep, exactly.
You could probably throw a little anchovy in there. Probably be good.
A little umami in there with the anchovy.
I'm with you. Yeah, absolutely.
So then every lettuce wrap needs a crunch component, right?
Okay.
And in the Asian restaurant, it's that crispy rice noodle.
That's what I was thinking.
Yes, and here we're gonna make a crispy little slaw.
Okay.
So we're using Mediterranean flavors, carrots, fennel, lemon juice, vinegar, things like that. And I wanted to show everybody today how to make your own sort of matchsticks with carrots.
Okay.
Because that seems like something very fancy, a little bit scary to try to do.
Yeah.
Start with your carrot.
You didn't even peel that guy.
I did not. I would peel it if I were at home, if I was trying to be super fancy.
Yeah.
But a good scrub is just fine.
I know.
And so I just take off a really, really thin layer of carrot.
Yeah.
And then it gives me a flat surface to rest my carrot on the cutting board. Because otherwise you're wobbling around and that makes it challenging.
I went to college, I would have never known that you can do that.
I know.
That's why you need to be here today.
You have to watch Twin Cities Live.
Exactly. So you start slicing the carrot and you usually get one piece that isn't as useful.
Okay.
And then you cut planks.
And is it just kind of going slow?
It's just going slow. You get these thin planks like that.
Yep.
And then you can make them as thin or as thick as you like, and then cut them into the length strips that you want.
Do you have to cook those, or do you eat them just
No,
like,
you're gonna not cook them at all. If you make them really thin, they incorporate nicely into the slaw because you mix them with vinegar, so that softens them up a little bit and it gives a nice little crunch like the noodle would.
Nice. So you have other topping things too that you're putting on because you're mixing up this slaw.
Yep.
So what else is in here?
In the slaw, there's fennel and red pepper.
Yum.
All like nice, crunchy, flavorful ingredients, a little green onion, olive oil, vinegar, and salt. And that's
This
it.
is
Feta cheese, of
okay.
course.
Yes.
And olives, you can kind of do your own thing
Try this.
based on what you like, kind of like if you're making a taco.
Oh my gosh, I think this is so good. And the dressing on the slaw
The
looks pretty
dressing
simple.
is based off of a very traditional Greek sauce, lado lemono, which
just
means
picking it up.
olive oil, lemon juice.
Nice.
And that's what we have in the jar here. It's just olive oil. You can see the lines. Olive oil, lemon juice, oregano, which you crush in there.
Let's
You want
get
to
in on
crush
this.
it.
Uh-huh.
And then shake it up in your mason jar, and you can put that on everything. What do you think?
Yeah.
Other than it being messy.
Oh my
Delightfully
That's
messy.
awesome.
I don't even care that it's messy.
More, you can do more olives.
I need more olives.
You got,
I put a lot on. I need to put on some for everybody.
That little salty
Right,
bite,
love it.
right?
Oh, it's
the
so
brine
good,
from
and it really like all the flavors. And the key is the meat and the crunch, and then a little bit of extra stuff.
Exactly.
And you could probably do a twist on these lettuce wraps with all sorts of ethnic foods.
all sorts of ethnic flavors. This is like Greek roasted chicken, basically, in
Lamb.
a wrap.
Yeah.
Lamb would be delicious.
Will you
of
come up
course.
with more recipes like this?
I would love to, certainly.
Great job, Tig. Delicious.
That is excellent.
And I want to tell you, Cafe 421 is celebrating their 10th anniversary for the next 10 weeks. This is such a big deal. It's so exciting.
It is exciting.
And this week is Bring a New Friend in week, and you'll get $10 off your check if you bring someone who's never been there before. For more info and Tig's recipe, go to TwinCitiesLive.com and click on food. And of course, Cafe 421 is right in Dinkytown.